Today I'm going to break down what is in my opinion the best side hustle that you can start in 2024. And I already know what you're thinking, but it's not any of the mainstream ones like Amazon FBA, dropshipping, or SMMA. You don't have to create your own products, build a website, or learn how to run ads, and you don't have to be a slave to your customers. And I know this works and works well because I've been doing it myself as a full-time college student the last 3 years. I'll begin with what this business model is, some success that myself and others have had with it, and then I'll break down step by step how you can get started. Let's get right into it. The name of this business model is called sneaker dropshipping. The way this works is pretty simple. You're connecting a buyer and a seller with one another and profiting off of a middleman fee. Now, the real beauty of this is the little amount of capital needed to get started. In fact, I started with just $100 4 years ago. Imagine someone was selling 20 pairs of Jordan 4s for $260 each. Now, if you're just getting started making money online, you probably don't have $5,200 sitting around. But with sneaker dropshipping, we can still technically buy these pairs without using our own money. All you need is a phone and a Wi-Fi connection, and if you're watching this, you've already got those. Let's take that same list that we just mentioned a second ago of 20 pairs of Jordan 4s for $260 each. Let's say we can find a buyer for $275 each. We're gonna have the buyer pay us $275 times the 20 pairs, which is $5,500. So great, now you have $5,500. This isn't it, you don't get to run off with the money, please don't do that. Now we still owe the owner of those Jordan 4s 20 times $260 per pair, which is $5,200. Let's just say for the sake of this example, we paid $255 per pair and we were able to negotiate him down to just $5,100. Now we'll just give him the $5,100 from the $5,500 that we got before, and we're left with $400 in profit. So now you're probably wondering, I don't have any idea how to ship shoes, how am I supposed to get the buyer his pairs? This is actually really simple. You're just going to get the address the buyer would have given you to ship to him and give that same address to the person that you just bought the Jordan 4s from. So instead of the seller shipping to you and then you reshipping to your buyer, you're just going to have your seller ship directly to your buyer. This eliminates the need to pay for shipping twice and takes all the logistics out of the equation, which is going to allow you to do way more deals way quicker without having to pack shoes into a box. And boom, we just made $400 and all we did was facilitate a transaction. I know I didn't get into super specifics on how to actually find the buyers and sellers, but don't worry, I'm going to get into all of that in just a minute. But first, I want to just quickly show you some examples of myself and a couple of others that have done this, just so that you know I'm not making this up. Just on the recent Jordan 4 Reimagined drop that was just a couple of weeks ago, I was able to secure an extra $500 in profit just on release day from dropshipping pairs. Here you can see one of the lists from our profit sheet. We actually bought pairs for around $255 to $265 on release day and sold them for $275 all the way up to $280. So on top of the thousands of dollars that we made from our resale pairs and buying off of other resellers, we made hundreds of dollars in just a couple of minutes from dropshipping these pairs. You can see an almost $10,000 transaction done with the Jordan 4 Thunders, which I was able to do while on vacation in Chicago. Now, the best part of sneaker dropshipping, once again, is the fact that you can do it from literally anywhere in the world. You don't have to have shelves and shoes like this to be able to do it. Now that we showed you that this is a real business model and that this actually works, let's dive into all the details so that you can get started with this today. First, let's talk about how to find buyers. Number one key here is that you're going to want to make yourself an Instagram account specifically for sneakers. If you look on screen right now, I popped up a couple of examples that are good to model your account after, and make sure you study what these pages are posting because this is very, very significant to actually finding buyers in the future. For now, don't worry too much about the post, but go ahead and make your Instagram account and pick your name. If you're having trouble picking a name, don't put too much thought into it, but you can use free name generators online. Cool, now you got your name. What are we actually doing with this Instagram? Now, the first thing that you want to do is head over to our Instagram and look through all the people that we're following. If you want to be a G, make sure you follow us as well. But if you look through our following list, you'll see over 500 other resellers that are legitimate and trusted. Start looking through some of these accounts and you're going to quickly see that tons of them have their inventory with prices listed on their stories. So now all you have to do is compile a list of at least 10 to 15 pairs of inventory with all these lists that you're seeing. So what makes a good list? Ideally, we want to see at least 10 pairs of the same shoe because it just makes it easier to sell in the future. You don't want to have 10 pairs of just random different shoes, and especially shoes that are not popular, we want to stay away from. The best way to know what shoes are selling the best right now is to head over to StockX and filter by most popular. This is going to show you all the best selling shoes within the last couple of days, and you're going to get a better idea of what to be looking for. Just to give you a head start, look for Nike SB Dunks, Jordan 4s, and Jordan 1s. Once you have a list of at least 10 to 15 pairs of shoes, and don't worry, if you have more than 10 to 15, that's great, but we want at least 10. You want to make sure that you get a list of that inventory with prices. Now you're going to take that same exact list that you got with prices and post it back on your Instagram story. This time, add $5 to $15 per pair so that you're able to make a little margin on every single pair. Now the best way for you to actually grow your page and gain more traction on Instagram is to engage with those resellers that I sent you before, but also to start posting content and looking around for people in your area. While you're waiting for your Instagram to gain some traction, let's talk about another method that can help you out. Head over to the Sire app. It's a free download on the App Store, and they just launched a brand new marketplace. The Sire app marketplace allows you to see lists of other resellers with prices quickly and easily. Think of it as an Instagram built for resellers. The Sire app is definitely not a full substitution for Instagram, but it's a great supplement to have on top of having an active Instagram account. I just left a link for it in the description, so make sure you download that as well. Great, so now you have a couple couple of platforms, you're putting out content, and you're meeting new resellers, this is when you're going to start to close deals. Once a reseller reaches out to you and is interested in buying the pairs that you have for sale, you need to make sure they're legitimate. Most resellers will have a reference post which will just show other people that have done business with them. Look through these reference posts before you do business with people. Once you find someone that you think is legit, go ahead and reach out to the seller and let them know that you're ready to buy. Now have the buyer pay you first with your markup, and then take that money that you just made and pay the seller. Then just send the address of the buyer to the seller and have the seller ship directly to your buyer. And boom, that's exactly how you close a deal from A to Z. Now look, I'm not here to sell you a fake dream. Building the network and connections to be able to do deals like this every single day can sometimes take years to build up. This doesn't mean that it's impossible. It's just going to take you a little bit longer to do if you choose to do it on your own. When I started just 4 years ago, I wish I had a better community and better tools around me to be able to grow my business quicker. And instead, I ran around in circles, didn't make much progress, and lost over $10,000 in scams because I just didn't have the idea or tools on what I was doing. But after doing over $1.2 million in sales reselling sneakers, I know what it takes to get your business to the next level. So I built out all the tools that I wish I had 4 years ago. Not only do I give you my exact wholesale list, which are tailored specifically to be dropshipped by you, I'll personally review every single deal that you try to close with other people to make sure that you don't get scammed. And another thing that many people don't think about is that if your seller doesn't ship your inventory, what do you do then? You're forced to cough up the loss to your buyer and reimburse him for that. That's not a concern when you have a team that is showing you the exact pairs that they're shipping out for you. When it comes to finding buyers and sellers, we give you a list of over 400 plus that you can start connecting with to quickly help you accelerate that process. You're also connecting with hundreds of other resellers in our community. This is going to allow you to smash learning curves much quicker and start seeing progress way faster. So if this sounds interesting to you and you want access to these tools, give me the word dropship on Instagram and we'll have a chat to see if this is a good fit for you. But with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click that subscribe button and like it as well. And if you have any questions about this process or you want something clarified in more detail, leave me a comment below. I'll be answering all the comments. So appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next video.